And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever. Working on our Uber production, and I think, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. No more loan. We are loan free after 13 years. Before I thought, before these trains started making money, I really doubted my ability to make money because I was not sure how big or how fast these cities were going to grow. But they've responded quite well to the lines that I've got going right now. Pretty good growth. And I think, well, I might have to take out another loan, depending on how well we do. We're still on medium speed, so we're still doing pretty good. But this line is now so saturated with people that this train is just leaving, and there's 47 people that this thing left behind. So I think what we're going to want to do, and we can't really do it right now because it's leaving the station, but we're going to want to double that train up and do so hopefully this episode. I've got to keep an eye on that system because we're moving a lot of people. This train, this is my big train, and it is packed full. So yeah, we've got plenty of people. Far East is just dumping people into the system, which is good. I mean, that's what I want to see. I'd also like to move them and make money off of them. So yeah, the west line, this is definitely going to have to be upgraded. I still have a cough left over from the cold I had last weekend. Pretty brutal. It's been a week. Okay, so we're also going to want to influence this area a little bit more as well. We've got a lot of potential growth to be had in here with the industry and commercial that this thing is around. We're going to want to focus our attention on this this residential area here in order to get this to be as profitable as possible. So I'm going to bring this out and then try to sneak it in a little bit more. Sneak it in there. There we go. That's a good spot for that. It's a nice looking curve. And why does this keep resetting? 240. No, let's go 6. High speed. Yes. No curvature. Similar to how we did the north, we are eventually going to cut through the city with lines going each direction. So, you know, that's gonna be done. The people in the city, I doubt they know about it, but it's gonna have to be done eventually. So we want to focus our attention on this residential area up here. And we want to draw as many people as possible to the station. So let's get first another line or two in here. Oh, come on. There we go. Much better. Much better. We're going to try to draw as many people in as possible, even if that means kind of rigging this something that we don't really want to do. But I'm going to pull this out. We're going to go to the side with it like this. Maybe we'll get a little bit more growth in here, especially on this side. But this station covers all of this, so I want as much over there as possible. And then, obviously, we want to really encourage a lot of growth on this side as well. And again, this is going to go off this direction and this direction. So with this direction, we probably could link up with the commercial and industrial. And in this section, we can hook up right in the center of town try to get a little bit. Ooh, look at that, a little bit of growth right there. So I'm trying to get to this process before we get too much growth. We're a little bit further out, a little bit more room for the big buildings. I want a lot of big buildings in here. Leave plenty of room. Not too much room though. Otherwise the city tries to fill the gaps, and it does so very poorly. So be careful with that. So here we have a little bit of a layout, and let's make this work here. So again, we're going to want to come across this side for this lane all the way down to here. That should link up pretty nicely. And the other side will go, this side here will extend off and go over to here. So that's the future plans. I'm not going to worry about what growth happens over here, although I should worry a little bit about it. So I'm going to try to limit as I want a little bit less bleed of the speed. Give me a good idea what that curve has to be. And the other lanes can be for goods if I deliver goods to this area. So this one I'm going to have come out. That's going to match up with the other side. And then we're just going to drag these out as stubs. I should do that. I should do that to the north side too. But I want those stubs in there to prevent any bad growth from going on. So let's come back in here. Create a little bit of a depot. Come on, click. There we go. We've got 21 million that we can work with. So let's see about a line. New line. And this is going to be a bright green. Okay, so this is south west commuter. Okay, southwest commuter. Good to go on that. Don't need any trucks. Okay, so this one, hopefully the south, it's pretty small right now, but I'm hoping connecting to all of that industrial area up here will really make the city react, as well as making the industrial area in this place react. That would be nice. So this is a bright green, and we're going to just keep with the Scotsman for as long as we can. We're not trying to get too crazy with it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go 7 on this one, because I'm going to try. Because we're connecting to this residential down here, I'm going to hope and plan for this residential to really start booming. Not that it will, but, you know, plans are plans, and we can always hope. So we've got some potential growth there, and now it's time to grow this out. I'm going to pause this. Where is my Western train at? Oh, it's in the station. Okay. So this thing is filling up. And now it's departing, and it left how many? 7, 8 people left. So by the time this gets all the way to the other side, I mean, look at the passengers waiting here. There's 140, 149. So yeah, there's plenty of room on this west line for a second train. But I don't want to build it and release it yet, because it's going to be right behind this one, and it's not going to be able to pick up anybody. I need it to be like I did for the eastern side. I need it to be very, very close to this side. So let's speed this up a little bit, so we can do this while we're young. And how is my northern line faring? We are now slowly eking out a profit out of this top line. And these haven't lit up at all. These haven't gotten any brighter like these in here. That's unfortunate. It might take a little while for them to react. Or they're just looking for more development. Look at the development in north. Wow, this has really reacted well to this process. Wow, look at that. It was kind of on the downturn, and boy, did it react to being connected to another city. So I'm hoping the same thing happens down here, although we are still sort of lagging behind. Look at that. We have two houses that disappeared right there. That's unfortunate. Okay, this is now going to far, so it's time to build this second one. So Flying Scotsman. And we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? Yeah, 7 is going to be fine. And this is the west. Let's see what the timing is here. A little bit further. And that's good right there. West commuter. Because it's got to slowly pull itself out of the station. Maybe I should have triggered that a little sooner, because it's got one more carriage to pull out. But I want these to slowly, I want them to kind of enter the stations about the same time. But this one was going so much faster, it really didn't have a chance. So yeah, it's pulled into the station. Now we got another 115 people waiting. And it doesn't have to unload first, so it loads right up. So there's a little bit of savings there. A little bit of time savings there. Okay, so yeah, they turn around about the same time, which is good. I like that the timing is good on those. And how is the timing on our eastern trains? It looks like they are out of sync, unfortunately. This one is full. This one is full. So these are both really full trains. And it looks like it even left some people waiting over here. It's unfortunate. And mainly, I think it's because this one is so much smaller. This one is 2 carriages smaller than this one. So it accelerates faster. It's just overall a better train. Faster train. So I'd really have to load this into a depot and replace it. Although it's old enough now where I could probably replace it and have it be just fine. And the time to do that would be pretty much right now. And now we have 2 trains on the west line, so our timing on that should be down. Yet we're half as much as we were. So this line, the cities will react. More people will start to use the line with the lower line frequency, because they don't have to wait as long in the stations. So looks like we're getting our first trickle of people coming in, which is good. It's what we want. But we don't want to sacrifice too many houses. I'm hoping that this city responds. We've gotten a few buildings destroyed because of the growth and the streets that build. So I'm hoping it reacts smoothly. In this area here, this is just, oh, it's so beautiful seeing cities react like this. I love that sort of organic growth that you can see in this game. Cities reacting. Of course, we've got to gut this eventually. This whole corridor right down the middle here. People are gonna be mad at me buying out their houses and putting in a train line right through town. So yeah, these trains are actually making a good, healthy amount of money. Look at that, he is actually full. This guy is full coming out of far west? How is far west? Wow. And only 19% coverage. I need some buses to up that. We're getting plenty of people right now. Look at the people waiting here. That is an impressive amount of people. And I kind of want to build that out. Because there's a whole lot of space in here that could be used for development. Now, I'm going to probably redesign this whole downtown corridor here. Because this is a little too snuggled in close to the station for my taste. So I'm going to probably want to address that. Look at that. Just about perfect timing on both of these trains coming into the station. A beautiful amount of money. No loan. And now we've got the all primary coordinates run. Northeast, south, and west. And looks like we've got a little bit of extra growth coming in here, which is good. That's what I want to see. And as a sort of attempt to grow the city a little bit more, I'm going to connect the two sides together. And hope that because they're connected, we may see a little bit of extra growth over here. Because over here on the north, these connected up. So these all connected up, and they just exploded in growth coming down. So we're moving a lot of people now. Look at that, 757, just steady growth. We're going to eventually want to start supplying some of these materials. And doing so efficiently is going to be tough because of how commercial is really spread out. And I really don't like that. I like it when it's like a corridor like this where you can cover quite a lot of it with one station. But I'm not gonna nitpick too much. I'll nitpick a little bit, but not too much. So now we got to start thinking about the last 4 cities on the map that aren't connected, which are named after my Patreons. And if you're open to being a Patreon, then check the link in the description. At $1 a month will be more than enough to cover any sort of ad block or whatever. So a little bit of a throw out there, a little bit of a shout out for my Patreon. This guy should be making, yeah, he's making some good money now. This has reacted and responded pretty nicely. And as a doubling up of this line, you know, the lines, you know, one line's going to go out this way and one line's going to go out this way. And we're going to have a train on each side. Well, that's going to double up the corridor between the hub and north or the hub and south. So that's why I didn't double up the track, because we're going to have 2 trains going between the two anyway. We're just going to also have them go to each side. And then we're also going to connect the eastish and westy up to the corridors. I kind of lined them up. If you look at the XY coordinates, they're lined up pretty well. But moving people between cities that aren't directly connected with roads is also a very lucrative thing, because it takes so long for them to drive all the way out here. They are far more likely to ride a train between 2 points that aren't connected by road directly. And so you get a lot of rail traffic, and it's perfect because there's so much residential up here. So much residential that when we go up here, we're going to be able to shove it right into this commercial and industrial up here, which is going to be great. But for now, the hub city is sort of freaking me out with all of its checkerboard situation with commercial. And like, why is there residential way down here? Why is there this? I mean, nobody. This is a residential area. You wouldn't just have some random apartment building in the middle of a wasteland, would you? I mean, you could. Obviously, it probably happens. But I'm more interested in a sort of suburban look that we've got going on here. I also need to figure out a road to cross the tracks right here. I wish I could do a little bridge, but I don't think I'll be able to get away with that. So yeah, we have the south line running now. It looks like we're getting a little bit of growth coming in. We've got definitely some streets that have upgraded and built. So this one here, and this one here, and this one here. I'm not too worried about the streets right now. We've got a lot of remodeling in these cities to do. So I'm not concerned myself. I just want them to grow to the point where any real damage I do with my tracks can recover a little bit faster. So the bigger the city, the less impact, one house is going to be, because one house in a city of 148, one house is actually a lot more portion of the population than a city of, say, 700. One house is, a lot less of a hit, and I really need these lines to start making a little bit of money. It looks like my Southwest commuter is actually moving some people. It's not making money yet, but it's starting to move people, and the city is slowly starting to grow this direction, and that's a good thing. That's what we want to see. Still no buses in the map yet. I do want to get some buses going in some of these outlier cities to get these to grow a little bit more, get a few more people to use my lines. Look at the people waiting here. 222 people. Wow, I need to get this bigger. Okay. Well, that's on the to-do list. So that'll do it for this episode. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.